My name's Da Vinci Jeremy. I've been living here in Chile for about 7 years, going probably on 8. I have a company here called Da Vinci Codes, and we produce a software called Pandora's Wallet, and we also sell it. And what it is basically a wallet that allows you to take control of your cryptocurrencies and still trade them on an exchange. And I use this method called the little old lady method. And I have free videos available on how to do so. And yeah, I managed to take $20,000 worth of money and turn it into $10 million just by using the little old lady method of trading. So you could learn how to do that there. It's absolutely free. So yeah, just go ahead. It's a lot of videos, but it's worth the time. Also, I have the Da Vinci J15 channel with 94,000 subscribers. There I talk about technical analysis of Bitcoin, of course, and Ethereum. And I also talk about the news as well. And a token called the DJ15 token. This token was used to fund my YouTube channel. And in return, what I'm going to do is, with the revenue that I receive from both YouTube and referral links, I'm going to take that revenue and buy up the DJ15 token and burn them. And so this way the price always goes up, and people have come to realize that, and it just took off recently. And if you're interested in buying that, you can always check in all my videos. I have a video on how to buy that. You can only buy it on Uniswap. You can see it here. We have $300,000 worth of volume on average now, $1 million in liquidity, and over here I have a video which explains how to buy it. Now, man, I'm so pumped. I am excited. Why am I excited? Because I see a global renaissance, right? And it's unbelievable. I mean, I was a very depressing person before I found Bitcoin. Very depressing. Because I saw a world going into dark ages. But not anymore. Thanks to Bitcoin. It's unbelievable. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what Bitcoin brings. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right? I've changed the story a little bit for today's event, but I'm just too excited about this. In order to find out why I'm so excited about this, right, we have to go back in history, right, and see what happened to empires. Why grew and why did they fall, right? We started off with the Roman Empire, then we went to the Byzantine Empire, Florence Empire, right? We had Netherlands, Spain had an empire for quite some time, and then we went on to the British Empire, and now we're in the U.S. Empire, which is coming to a close thanks to, well, their own behavior and, of course, Bitcoin. Well, in the past, right, we had gold and silver coins as a primary use of money. Yes, we did have other things. However, they didn't work very well. They didn't last very long because they weren't as durable, fungible, divisible, and limited in supply like gold and silver. Yes, you have to work to get gold out of the ground. There's not much of it. And yes, we could always find more, but we're averaging about 2% of the current supply being pulled out of the ground of actual gold. And normally we went with silver because silver actually was, if you don't know this, is the word for money in 14 different languages. It's also a synonym, even in Spanish. Plata, right? No tengo plata, weón. So yeah, money is also a synonym with the word silver. And that was money for quite some time in history, and then it was taken away by the U.S. government, and then eventually we used up all our silver, and now there's no more. And now we have this funny money called a dollar, right? That's losing value. What causes an empire to collapse, right? Well, the destruction of fair and honest money. This happens even in a small example, right? For example, Venezuela, right? They printed a bunch of money. They caused hyperinflation there, and they used to be the richest country in South America. Now they're the poorest because they destroyed the money. And this is what happened, as you can see, to the Roman Empire. As they took the value, which the real value is the silver, out of the coins. The coins they created produced more and more coins. Prices went up, and it was difficult to have economic activity when you're using money that has no value and is just printed and created at will. And so it collapses the whole society, right? But what causes an empire to grow? Well, freedom, trade, and sound money that does not lose value. Rome was once a fishing village that was transformed into a hub of trade and architecture and art. Look at those buildings. I mean, did you know that if you were to travel to Rome, you will see the remnants of these buildings here? And one of the buildings which blows my mind when I saw it was the Pantheon. I was thinking it's made out of concrete, and concrete only lasts 40 to 50 years. And that's an example of how, and the guides would say, yeah, that's true, because we've lost that technology. A lot of technology was lost over the years because of collapsed empires, and that causes the Dark Age when we lose the technology. So yeah, bad money creates Dark Ages, and when Europe exited its Dark Ages, good money allowed men to create great ideas such as the Gutenberg Press, which spread knowledge. Now, I know in the past, did you know that people back then said, "Oh man, Gutenberg, man, the government ain't gonna allow that." They're not gonna allow that, right? So that's why we don't have books today. Oh, wait, we do. Yes, they smashed those Gutenberg presses wherever they found, but it didn't matter. The cat was out of the bag, and people were able to create books and bring knowledge forward into the future without it being controlled by the government or church. Then, of course, we got wonderful architecture, music, and art because of that. More people were educated, and we moved forward as a species. Right? But you can see the decaying signs of any particular empire. When today, right? Look, what passes for art? A banana pasted on a wall? What the heck is that? We also see food lines. We see tent cities in America as the dollar begins to crumble to nothing. Today, America only consumes and does not produce much but dollars and sends it out to the world. This makes everyone in the world poor. How so? Well, when a dollar comes to your country central bank takes it and prints the local currency to give to the local people. This dollar acts as a savings for the produced goods that you have produced, you made, and worked your butt off for, and that produced good is value that's stored at your central bank. Now, next time when you want to go and spend that money in the future to buy something outside of your country, that dollars that's stored in the central bank has lost value, and eventually it's going to lose value very fast, and that will wipe out everyone in the world. But Bitcoin will create this new Renaissance era because, well, there's limited supply. There's only 21 million, and actually 4 million or more have been lost. So the value of Bitcoin will always increase. This means you'll have money that will increase in value over time and will never lose value. You'll always be able to buy more, right? And you know what? The key thing is Bitcoin can't be stopped, right? The government can't press a button and remotely take your Bitcoins away from you. This is gold 2.0. I mean, think about it. When we were using gold 1.0, right? If we tried to cross, even today, if you were to get on a plane and you were to go to most countries, they'd ask you, you got over $10,000 worth of goods or cash on you? Because we want to take it. So, yeah. And this would happen in the past, too. It would be difficult to move your gold around because if you shipped it across long distances, it could get stolen. It could get damaged like, for example, it was on a boat. It could sink and be lost forever. And so Bitcoin is a lot easier because you could actually keep it in your head. You could actually transfer it anywhere in the world, and no one can stop you. That is the beauty of Bitcoin. This is why it will create a renaissance of trade and freedom and prosperity that you will never imagine possible. Now, let's imagine some possible scenarios, right? The results of Bitcoin as used as money, we could have, for example, cars and robots, right, that work for us, that actually own the money, and they work for us, and then they pay us for working, and we can sit back, relax, drink Mai Tais all day. Right? We're going to have smaller government because it's going to be difficult for them to tax. Real difficult for them to tax. They're going to have to just tax consumption, most likely. And they're going to be honest and fair. Because right now, our current monetary system is super unfair. They could print money and get whatever they want. And that creates the unfair advantage, the inequality that everybody is noticing around the world, especially here in Chile, right? All the protests, everyone's angry because they're noticing they do not have dignity. They do not have, they cannot retire in peace and tranquility. And why is that? It's because the money's losing value, right? And then, of course, we have to gamble our money away on the stock market, and then they take it as well. Also, Bitcoin over in the future, we're going to see a larger middle class as well as wealth transfer from the rich, the super rich, to the middle class. Why is that? Why is that? Why? And also the poor. Why is that? Because one, the wealthy people who are super rich, right? They only know how to print money, get free printed money, and spend it. And how do they get the free printed money? Well, that's a little bit a bigger topic for another day, but just know that they get the money for free and you have to work for it. And that creates the inequality. Their assets, their wealth go higher as the money, printed money comes into their pockets, and you become poorer. And that is going to end. And it's going to take a while for them to adjust. And unfortunately, there's not going to be any more debts. Right? You won't be able to buy a house. No way. On credit. Imagine trying to borrow a Bitcoin. Could you borrow a Bitcoin and pay me back 10% more Bitcoin next year when it goes to $100,000 at the minimum? Probably not. Well, that's the reason why you're not going to be borrowing Bitcoins in the future. And that's okay. That's okay. It should be only borrowing money should be only going towards businesses, building a business, and producing a value that can pay back investors. That's it. It shouldn't be going to consumer items such as houses, cars, and so forth, and boats or whatever nonsense, or PS5s or whatever nonsense you want. And this way you could save, and then know what, when you save, right, you'll know, okay, now I could buy twice as much of that stuff. And if I wait even longer, I could buy even more. And if I wait even longer, I could buy even more. You can put off gratification, and that is huge. Huge. And you'll get even more in return. Bitcoin is your lottery ticket. I swear to God, right? Take the time to learn how to use it. It will be the most cost-effective use of your time. In 10 years' time, 0.028 Bitcoin will be worth the value of a super large home valued over $1 million. And so it just takes a very small amount of Bitcoin to be so that will put you in the 10 percentile of people. Just that small amount of Bitcoin, if you buy it right now. So I have to conclude that Bitcoin is real. Bitcoin is here to stay. So you must be a part of it. Thank you.